Oh my god, they're not breathing. Does anyone know CPR?
Red alert. What you are hearing now is not a test. You are now tuned into LA on Lock Radio, bringing you all the newest and exclusive underground music from Los Angeles to any other city around it.
Let's go.
Hosted by your boy Steve DeMar, man. You know we back in effect.
Log in now.
Yeah. Anthony, what's up, my man? How we feeling, bro?
Feeling good, bro. How you feeling?
I'm great, bro. I'm great, man. I'm loving the applause. I love it. Thank you, everybody, for clapping, for cheering. Yeah, man. 3, why are we seeing each other more often on here, bro? What's going on? No, I'm just kidding. We need to do more interviews, and we got more interviews, y'all. So thank you for everybody that continues to tune in, that continues to ask us, you know, when's the next interview, and even recommending people to us. We thank y'all for that. We see the messages, you know, we read all of that. I mean by me and my brother N3. Give some noise to fucking N3. What's up, Oos?
Woo! What up, Oos?
Woo! Yeah. All right, bro. So today, man, today, we have such an incredible, like, I can't even stress how much, like, of a legend this man is. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude, I can't even stress it, because while dominating the music charts, this man has penned such great hits, such as "Oh No, Hell No," which is, I love that song. And then one of my fucking favorite songs that I listen to this day, man, in the shower, I sing it. I'm always, man, like, Po Folks is one of my favorite joints of all time, man. Like, and with over 5 million records sold, yes, man, 5 million records sold. This dude really been on his shit. Grammy and American Award nominations, Soul Train and MTV Award nominations, and one more thing, y'all. Double XL, the magazine, y'all. Double XL magazine named him for having one of the best voices in hip hop, and I truly, truly believe that, and I agree with that. Man, let's give it up for big motherfucking V Tisdale. Let's go, bro.
Reefer smokers make some noise. What's happening, Steve? What's going on?
Big V, man, how you doing, sir?
Oh,
How
man.
you doing, champ?
It's Friday, man, in Kentucky. High and looking to get higher. You know, you already know. I just got through eating the last piece of fried fish. Finished stuffed fish, you know.
What's your favorite fish?
Man, you got to have some catfish with hot sauce.
Okay.
French fry.
Okay. I like red snapper, but that catfish can't go wrong either.
Snapper and pink potatoes with a white girl out by the beach. I could do that.
Man, you know, we out here in LA, so that does sound a little does sound like a regular day in LA.
Oh yeah. Oh,
white girl. But you know us, we don't care. Any girl, white girl, black girl, Mexican girl, Samoan girl, they all can be on the beach with us. You know?
One of them things by the beach.
So let's start it off, man. How you doing today? How's your health? How's everything going, man? Let us know.
It's Friday, man. I'm sitting in my dispensary. Heavy in the cannabis thing. It's the first of the month. Ain't really moving. If you into what I'm into, you know what the first bring. And it's December. And like I said, man, we just finished dropping the 5 Mic Mixtape, man. 13 songs from Dog. And you know how back in our day when you read the source and you see 5 mics, you're like, oh, Lord.
Yeah, that's that real hip hop shit. You got to know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, today's rap, today's music, a lot of those things like are fading away. We used to have this thing too. Remember, boss, called Gold Mic, where you used to go online and just battle people, you know, via sidekicks and shit like that. Like, people don't know, like, a lot of great things that was helping artists grow. You know, the 5 mics, the Gold Mics as well. They vanished, man. Like, they disappeared. And once media became more mainstream and stuff, like, we lost all of that shit. So it's dope to sit here and talk to somebody who's been through that and can bring back some nostalgia, especially someone like me, you know, who grew up and lives and breathes this hip hop shit.
Right
So
on. Right on.
let's get the ball rolling, man. What does Bowling, Kentucky mean to you?
Bowling Green to me is like
No, Bowling, Kentucky. What does that mean to you? What's
Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Oh, that's what you call it, Bowling Green? Okay, okay.
Bowling Green, the home,
Okay.
the Mecca, home of Nappy Roots, Vito Bang, and the Corvette City, and good old hillbillies and fun, man. You know, right between Louisville and Nashville. So we know music well, and to be its pioneer and watching where Kentucky hip hop is today. My homeboy Jack Harlow just went to the
I was about
awards.
to bring that up. Yeah,
Brought
just
back
about to bring him up.
home, and then ESTG running that gangster shit through there, you know, and him and God is stomping through towns and cities. And now Kentucky is represented in all facets, where Nappy Roots were the Outkast, like Atlanta, you know, like Atlanta is the
Yeah.
Outkast. The
They
Outkast
called
to Atlanta.
they called you guys the second coming of Outkast.
Yes.
How did you feel about that title? What did that? Because you know, Outkast, you guys are great, just as great as Outkast. But at that moment, you know, Outkast was getting a little more like shine, a little more buzz and stuff. How did you feel at that moment? Did you take it like, no, we're just as good at Outkast, or did you take it as a compliment?
I took it as a compliment. Like
Okay,
anytime you ever mention kings and fathers of the South, and after watching them get booed in 1995
I remember that.
at the award show when they won it, and to be a Southerner and to see what they were going through, like, hi dog, how y'all doing? You know, in the interviews, and we going to DC
That
homecoming.
Southern hospitality, yeah.
I'm talking about where they wouldn't play our records out north.
Mm.
That were gray areas. Now to come back years later and watch Rick Ross play in New York, or you watching Wayne and Plies and everything that Cash Money, Young Money, and all these Southern acts. Now and music has grown to accept us, where
Yeah.
we used to want to be a part of that New York shit so bad. Like, man, if they played our records there, and knowing that we did 1,000,000 copies here, or we did this here, there, but I couldn't imagine getting played on those airways. And now the internet is wide open, and being one of those artists that was the last hard copy artist to have come through in a time when Napster downloaded 11 million times Nappy Roots album. Our second
Yeah.
album was theoretically gold diamond, but then when you got Electra, we are merging and Atlantic all merging into one. Everybody losing their job. Who give a fuck about your product? And so now everybody is burning the album. So that went left the label. Put out this big record called Good Day with Interscope, and you know they put shit on the moon. Shout out to
Man. So let's talk about that now that we're on Good Day. How did that song come about? Because you know, you guys are more Southern rap, more Southern hip hop, and Good Day was more of like a like a commercial type of song. You know, like a commercial type of success. And not that Po Folks and All Nah didn't get commercial success either, but you hear the difference between those songs and Good Day. You know what I mean? So how did Good Day come about? Were you guys, was it literally a good day that you guys were having when you got in the studio to work on it?
Actually,
Was there a meaning? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
for me, they were already recording the record. This was like after All Non Po Folks. They were trying to do a record without V on it, you know, without a hit, you know. Here, y'all jump on this. And hell, I got to the station, 2 days later. They were always trying to make the record. There was a guy named Al 360, and he had been around Nappy Roots. Shout out to PA and Harrisburg hip hop, Philadelphia, and he had been around Nappy Roots. He was like, I think if I do this record, produce this record, y'all would sound good on this. And all the other guys had heard it, and I hadn't heard it yet. And so they were trying to get that one out around me, and it was an engineer that worked for all of us. And he called me on the phone, was like, boy, they need to hit. Come over here and start this thing off, man. And, you know, went in and heard it. I was like, oh, hell. Church folks had a fish fry, mustard, hot sauce, light bread, and French fry. Love for the, you know, it was just, come on, man. Yeah. Yeah, and that was just fun. A day for a poor man, you know, working class guy. You probably hit your pick for $1-2 grand, you know, clean the car up. And it was just describing a good day, man, at that time. And then the years went on. I had to leave the road to raise my children. His mother left the kids at my mother's house.
Sorry about that.
You can't control the weather.
You know you know the one time always around. But continue, boss.
Kids, mother left them at the house, at my mother's house, and never looked back. So I left the road to raise my kids. And I just figured I'd do better with that than worrying about some club or some group relationship that really wasn't clicking at the time for me. Like I'm watching Ludacris and Nelly and other MCs that hadn't wrote as many successful hits as I had, but they had big money. And then I'm walking around with 6 cats that, hell, y'all gambling with house money. You know, you walking around with me, you ain't writing this shit. And so it's like, we grown. And if you ever watched NWA, it became like that. And I was more Ice Cube, Drake, the last to go, loyal to a fault. And so the bottom crashed out, Skinny didn't, you know, I was like, hey man, I left this in the company, I need this money, but I got to start all over. And he ain't have it. So then so it began to be a problem. So I just walked away with black men at that time, young, dangerous. So I got kids to raise, we'll get back to it. So it's been 10 years, you know. And got kids in college, graduated, got All-American football player. Really successful, nice, extraordinary people. And got that in orbit and started doing movies and shit last year. And
I saw that. I wanted to talk about that too. Breakmasters. I saw that. Yeah, man. So man. There's so many things I want to ask, but let's keep it back onto the music real quick. Let's get back home because I want people to know you personally. Where did the music influence come from? Was it being played in the household? And if so, you know, who was playing it and what was playing?
Man, influence in my music was always, my mother was a preacher, a pastor. My daddy was a wino, and we lived in the ghetto, you know, segregation. Like I didn't see nobody white till I went to school. I was born in 76 in a small town in Kentucky. There was no radio station, no urban station, or nothing like that. And so those were my influence, winos and shit. And then after that, it was Prince and Michael Jackson were my big impact. Sam Cooke, Johnny Taylor, you know, some real wino drinking kind of music.
That'll give you some really nice music to enjoy that alcohol with.
Yeah. I get it. So I came from that. Card player, gambling house kind of upbringing, raised by a woman, single black woman in the early 80s, born in the 70s. You know what went down. So the influence, you know, clean up the junior high. And then, you know, I had older sisters. So they was in the Biz Marquee, Salt and Pepper, picking boogers, you know. Then I ran into a cat personally, Big Daddy Kane. And then they would listen to Rakim. No. Check out my melody. And, you know, and then.
Yeah, shout out X being Rakim, hell yeah.
Yeah. And then and before I even, you know, I just watched BET like everybody in my age, MTV. And I'm from Kentucky.
How did it feel being a young person, knowing how I know when you saw MTV as a kid, there wasn't really too many people of color on there. All you saw was white folks and stuff like that. So how did you feel when you saw not even just people of color, but you saw yourself on MTV. You know, all those years later, like, how did that feel to you?
Man, in high school, I told my counselor I was gonna be a rapper. She was like,
Okay.
"Boy, pick something more realistic." I said, "Realistic for me or you?" You know.
Yeah.
So, and there's only 3 spots at that time in my life as a kid. You
Okay.
know, MTV, Raps, BET, Rap City, The Basement, maybe The Fuse. And there's 3 spots, and you know how rap is now, right?
Yeah.
It was
There's
you really had to be the one and be picked to be a rapper. Or if you was second, you was a DJ. If you
yeah.
was third, you was a road manager. You know, and just watching how the game evolutionized, and like having a deal before Pro Tools, having being the last hard copy artist. When we had to be in LA, we had to go to LA, and instead of this Zoom thing that we can do
Yeah.
50 of these a day if we need to. So
I've seen too videos where you've made from back in the day, like maybe even '07, where you're going like from this studio and then you go to this studio. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to set up your paper and you're set back in those days where we didn't have our phones. We weren't looking at our phones, reading our phones. I loved it because it was such a humbling thing, man. You see Big V right there, just he got a piece of paper with his lyrics on it, and he got like 2 wires sticking out. You remember that, Big V?
yeah,
You
yeah.
remember that?
It's back when we had to get it
Man,
done that way. Now, and it's
things
still that
happen.
for me. I write it. I don't do the phone thing. I can't feel it.
Nice.
I need texture. I need, did I bend that word? And how did I mean it? And
Yeah.
so now, man, just space age and still the same formula for me, reality rap.
Hmm.
And that's where it is, man, right now.
Do you remember the first song you ever wrote, or do you remember a line, at least from the first song you ever wrote?
Oh,
Not even your mainstream song, just like just a lot of artists. We have that one song where we just
man.
wrote our first song and shit. Like,
Like leaving Nappy Roots, my first song.
no, no, before you,
Oh,
before
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 that,
you was a
before the
kid. I'm
group,
talking about when, like
man.
me, I was like my first line was I've been in this rap game so early. I've been rapping since the day that my mama birthed me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So,
when I,
so
my lines were
I
when
was
I
like,
die,
hey,
bury me deep, lay 2 turntables beneath my feet, and a
mm,
gold microphone above my head, so I can get lifted when I'm dead.
yeah.
And it was a singing kind of melodic
So
one-on-one.
where did that sorry to cut you off, boss.
Go ahead.
Where did that idea of even trying to sing, like, did you want to sing first before you rap, or did you was it something that came as you started going along? Because it was like you're really great at both, and it's just like what was like like, it's one of those, what came first, the chicken or the egg, like,
Nah,
were
nah,
you rapping first, singing first, rapping, what happened?
I was a beatboxer at first.
Ah, okay.
And it was that was it before the boss, and once that came, then the people at school would just pile up, and then I was a football player and I was around a lot of people, and
Yeah.
win, lose, or draw, they wanted to hear me rap and entertain, so it kind of became me. And I went to EKU to play ball. Music wasn't really my first thing. And if you from urban West anywhere, it was either play ball or rap or hustle. And I think I fit in them all. And so I just put it all together. Too old enough to play ball, so I balled for real. Too old enough to be on the corner, so I went into the cannabis industry. Now I'm setting my own dispensary. And then since music has become condensed and Atlantic Records kind of made me a household name, I created a QA and a QR code where you scan with your phone. and I put the QR code on reefer or gummy bears or mushroom or whatever you're using, and edibles and shit like that. So I know 11 million people, so that's what I'm doing now with the music.
Yeah. Recoup from that. Hell yeah. Recoup from what Napster took from you. Shit. Hell yeah.
So that's where it's
And it all comes back. It all comes back around full circle for you. So I'm glad, you know what I'm saying, you were able to find a way to get that and recoup and be all good. How does it feel now, you know, knowing how it's legal and how, because I'm sure you've done shows where you guys had to, and when I say you guys, I mean, you know, Nappy Roots. You know, you have to look around and be like, oh shit, what? How does that feel? To now you get to own cannabis companies when you were scared to even smoke the thing.
Man,
you know?
freedom, us free. Feel like watching Django, you know. Back when I used to go to jail every other night, you can't smoke it in here. Who? I can't read and write, you know, whatever. Who? Yeah. So now instead of being an outlaw, man, it's like Allen Iverson watching the NBA and watching all these boys in tattoos, and they kicked your ass for it, you know.
They really was on him. Even his crossover moves that he was doing, they were on him about his street moves. Like they didn't want him to do that, and that was like one of the most used type of style in any basketball.
You ain't right unless your tattoos is right now.
Man.
You ain't right unless you talking a Southern dialogue.
You know what I'm saying? Your hair ain't braided fresh, bro. You're not a professional basketball player. You're not doing that. Like you're not a, So I definitely I definitely saw that. But it's just it must be an amazing feeling because, you said you were getting arrested and you were getting like it was just such a different time. And I may have been young during the time, but speak on being an adult around that time. Like, what's it like? Because now that I'm an adult, I get spoiled. I can smoke right now. I'm in front of a Starbucks smoking a joint. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing.
Man,
and it's like this is me as an adult. When you were growing up as an adult,
cry to Jesus, looking at you, boy. You smoking in public, Lord.
I'm sorry.
So we made it an accomplishment of liberty, of what we always wanted and what we needed, and our lives not be trouble, but reality. We either could be on opiates and are on some other shit, or just hungry and relaxed and aware, and just all the things and the moods that a cannabis user has. Like I raised my kids because I've been hit by a tow motor working a regular job, and my sciatic nerve is out of my back. I survived molestation. So instead of doing dope on the corner or selling my dick on a truck stop, I own a cannabis shop. The life and the freedom that Nappy Roots and Superstardom gave me to come home and now can smoke weed and have clubs with a hot tub and with a clear view, and realizing yours ain't mine, but mine is mine. And to be able to teach identity, not so much education, not about A's and B's. Did you care? Was you nice? What did you say? I don't care what I said to you. You will always remember how I treated you. And so that's my concern is how you're going to feed yourself. And it takes more money when you're retired than it does when you're alive. And
speak on that.
And then to watch young cats getting in the music business, and I'm like, are you sure you want to sign up for the most dangerous job in North America? Do you know you want somebody?
It ain't nothing new. These killings, these shootings, it ain't nothing new. And it's like so let's speak on that now that we're on it. What's your take on that and how you've been able to avoid all that? Because you are successful. You do walk around with money and chains. If I don't know if you wear your chains anymore, but I do remember that big V chain you got. And it's just like you're basically you don't you're not shy of of success and carrying you and having things with you, you know. So how does that like how does someone of your stature continue to have that and not worried, not getting robbed, and not having somebody?
Always had God, man. And when you right, wrong don't usually come to you. Like you do good, you reap what you sow. I don't sow out bad seeds. I don't condone foolishness. It's always been a presence of, all right, that's right and wrong. And my music is barbecue music, the kind of music you would play in front of your pastor as well as your homeboy. And a lot of
Yeah,
people can't be that open with themselves in front of anybody. So that causes them a great deal of strain. But for me, just being 100 with it and not being on no bullshit. I smoke weed, you smoke weed. I want to go home to my resident, you want to go home. We just sharing music. You're not a target. I am not a target. I care is in my music. It ain't bitch fuck you. I'ma shoot me a bitch. It ain't that. It's a day in the country. It ain't no pussy shit either. By far, it's reality rap. But a firm condensed on who you are, identity. Like if you
can
jam, go ahead.
oh, you can hear me? Okay, I was just making no, I was just making sure you can hear me. Continue. My bad, boss. I was just making sure you can hear me.
I see you went in and out. I was just making sure
Yeah.
you don't stop the music.
Yeah, never, of course.
Yeah.
But what you were saying, like I get it, because you said I'm what MLK would have been if he walked that night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely get. I never saw a soft bone in your body, not once. You know what I'm saying? Respect and kindness is different from being tough and
Yeah.
being that guy that'll fuck somebody up. Those are two different things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't let them cross paths, meaning like I don't look at somebody as weak because they're nice or
Oh,
kind. You get what I'm
oh,
saying?
no, me either. And I try to treat the janitor like Oprah Winfrey because she was once the janitor.
Hey man, and you guys were once openers, right?
Yes.
So it's like you went from opening to selling out these arenas. Like, what? How was that transition like for you?
Like we once opened, like in the beginning, we would open up for 8 Ball and JG, and then we were getting schooled in Atlanta and Memphis, and Kentucky already had its thing anyway, and so them boys in Atlanta could dance, and so they would do
Yeah,
a live show, and it was like, oh, so it's just you just got to meet it a little more. They from Nigga, it was like okay, and we from in Kentucky is totally opposite, where we're the minority, where in Atlanta, okay, all right, what up, rap, what up, what up, and it's so we went from that stage to we had classical music already. The wino gospel, and my stepfather was in the country music with Dolly Parton and Don Williams and Trap Call. I
yeah.
knew how to write that music already without any training, and so that separated us from the chitlin circuit when we wasn't talking about fuck y'all, I'm gonna kill me a bitch. We was talking
Yeah.
that talk that okay, these niggas got sense. They can be around anybody. I could put them around my parents. I could put them around my sister. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
And
sir.
so then we had our own lane. We became this kings of American soul, this country music. And then Nelly kicked in the door that
With
year.
country grammar, yeah, that country
Oh,
grammar, yup. I
yeah.
remember too.
And
That
then
was, man.
so we
First
split
time I
the
heard
scene.
country grammar.
Yeah, and then he split the scene and we walked through. And then Kanye West used to open up for us after that when he couldn't rap over to Def Jam. They didn't let him, he was writing big hits over H to the is on, V to the.
Doing all those for Jay, but just not getting recognition. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that because you got to know Kanye West personally before he became Ye, before he got famous,
he was
before
always there, but his opportunity met his talent, and
right.
John Legend was opening up for him at the time. And
Yeah, I remember that too. I
yeah,
remember when John Legend was first coming out, and yeah, it was all I knew who was all surrounded by each other. You know, it's crazy because like I listen to so much music that in order to know who's like surrounded by each other, you gotta listen to their music. So when I hear Nappy Roots music and I hear production from Kanye, I'm like, oh shit, like they Kanye's homies, like you know what I'm saying? And then when I listen to songs with Slum Village and I'm like, oh shit, that's John Legend. Like they all boys, you know what I'm
them
saying?
boys up in
So you
Detroit.
just
Oh, what up,
you can see who's friends and who like associates. And I knew you guys and Kanye were very connected as well a lot. So what if we could do side notes real quick, what has it been like for you to see your brother, your homie being portrayed in the media the way he is right now, and how were you able to avoid getting in certain type of tabloid drama and stuff like that?
The thing
Because
with
I know they come for y'all.
the thing with us was, your layers. As the girl saying, don't go chasing waterfowl. Stick to the river and the lake that you used to. And after eating brunch with Prince and Kanye West and Ashford and Simpson, and they say, don't look in Prince's eyes, V. And I'm like, shit. Yeah, man, we both in the Midwest. Let me talk to my dog. And after him explaining what was going on, and then I realized my situation, and then after talking to Andre Herrera, it was best to realize, boy, you've been played, but you made. Now, how do you get out of here with your life and your identity? People
Right.
disappear in LA, is what my brother said. You said it. And
One second. Get the ambulance, dude. They're out of here. They're almost out of here. Sorry about that. Sorry everybody too, and I'm sorry, Big V. I apologize again. And everybody else is tuning in. We apologize for that. But yeah, let's keep it going.
so then you see it for what it's worth. I'm a country boy raised by an Indianapolis woman that was really streetwise and real smart. So if he's jugging me and everybody got me there and everybody, like Kanye was ready for his crown. He was from Chicago. He had a metropolitan area saying when by the time reality rap came, Nappy Roots was made it already, and then the group wasn't developed enough to carry the message. So then they brought other guys in Atlantic. If you ever watch Cadillac Records, I was more like Muddy Waters. You cut all of these strands from what was around. If you watch that, and you'll see how Chess Records and Muddy Waters. Then you look at all the acts like the Howlin' Wolf, that's T.I.
Right.
Or you look at Chuck Berry, that's Kanye West. And you see what I'm saying? If you look at the times that Nappy Roots was around and what the A&R was doing with us. And then all of it was about positioning. And then, I didn't want to be a star that bad. So I just put my mouth and realized I wasn't getting the money I was supposed to anyway. Why show you more? And
okay. So in situations like that, when you say why show you more, are they forcing you guys to do stuff? Are they forcing you guys to rap about certain things? Like how
you know who you are. If your record's good enough and it can reach your audience and it's marketable and sellable, it goes out. If not, the pressure you are when you come from nothing and that bank loan. And are you hard enough to go back to what you was doing before? Are you real enough to? Now that you that rapper with that funny name and everybody hates you at your house, and all your homeboys done fucked over your girlfriend and your family don't like you no more. You bigger than them. Now, do you got the courage to go back to that life, or what will you do to stay here?
Right.
Most of us is lost between that funny name and real reality. my first hit was All My Life I've Been Poor. So it was already knowing what I was looking at. And then, having these cats around me was a little different. I was in a different situation. I didn't think I would get enough money. And I thought they had it all, so I was waiting to see what was going on. And then I realized, oh, hey, I'm going back to the house. I done figured it out.
Wow.
I'm from Kentucky. I don't, my favorite color is the Wildcats. I love LA. I love to visit and all, But I realized, shit, $20 for 5,000 people, so 100 racks all day long. And I ain't got to do this bullshit for it. And you done already made, you see what I'm saying? I got 3 over there at the jukebox. So it's like being Paul Pierce of the Celtics. And if rap was basketball, I was like, huh.
Yeah.
And just by the people I know, I never got to give you my music. You heard me in a group. You heard one hook. You heard one this or that. So now that you're hearing my music and now I own it all. And now that the rights are back into Nappy Roots' hands and things, now it's time for me and Skinny to sit down and figure this out. What's mine? If you want more, if not, we're going to figure out what's mine anyway. And now I'm able enough to, now my music is cannabis as it was before Nappy Roots. I was a weed man before. Now I'm a cannabis man with license.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And it's got to be amazing, man. It's got to be amazing because like you have best of both worlds, meaning you were there when you had to follow certain procedures not to get caught.
Yeah.
And like now it's just like it's got to be a different type of business now. Like it's not only booming, but you get to feed your family. You get to bask in wealth, not just money. You get wealth off of this thing, and it's like what.
But let me tell you about wealth.
Yes,
I buried 5 people this year close to heart. Daddy, stepfather, and all. You're taking nothing with you. Women outlive us. Children don't do what they supposed to. 2 rows back at the funeral, they don't cry. Now, the people who love you the most are the pallbearers. They strong enough to put your ass in a Cadillac without crying. And then they strong enough to get in their car and beat the hearse to the gravesite and get you out of there one more time.
Yeah.
So when you think about your balling and you think about your living and you think about you wanting to be a rapper and you thinking about that wife you investing all this stuff in, you think she gonna cheer for you if you're around 100 hoes in your destiny and you got more money than you'll ever have and you got more people who know your name and not hers? Would she really cheer for you the way you think somebody ought to be happy for you?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. And how do you separate the two? Was there certain things that you would put a woman through, like a test or something? Like how would you separate it?
With us, I think whether any rapper want to realize it or not, or entertainer, movie star, or whatever, you at this game, you ever seen the fair, the circus, where there's the bearded lady or the 75-pound rabbit or the 8-foot man? You are a freak. You're the attraction. You're burp, 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 burp. I don't give a fuck if your kid just fill out a card at Walmart. I paid $38.50. I want to hear you sing that song all the way up, or whatever you sang, son of a bitch. We drunk tonight. I don't give a fuck if your brother just got busted, your mother had a stroke, or nothing. You is a freak. You in Utah tonight. Tomorrow, Syracuse. Or whatever you're doing. So when I think there is no separation if you truly this. Like Michael Jackson or Rick James, I'm truly an artist. I'm not one of those guys that you put on a chain and put a hat on and call him MC. That's the real McCoy. They don't dress this shit in hip hop fashion.
And they should, man. They should definitely give you and artists like yourself that really you guys created a way for us. You know what I'm saying? Like this the country, the South type of hip hop that you guys started, the melodic, trend that you created. Artists like you, Nate Dogg, where you guys brought that singing back into hip hop, that funky, without talking about bringing violence to anybody, without talking about like you said, you don't talk about calling women bitches or sluts or none of this shit like that. You guys really came and turned hip hop into how it was when A Tribe Called Quest was around. You know what I'm saying? When the
Yeah,
Native Tongues was around.
whole righteous
Like
people. Whole
yeah,
righteous,
go ahead.
whole righteous.
Righteousness,
Yeah,
yes,
we
yes,
talking
sir.
about that same era, Cypress Hill. Even I loved Bang Too Short. Even now, to me, he's still Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with Jay-Z on the way catching. Like LeBron. And
Yeah.
and I always break rappers down as ball players.
But
Uh,
if we talking South, like you're really like, you know what I'm saying? It if not MJ, you're Scottie Pippen of this South shit. You know what I'm saying? If Outkast was Michael Jordan, then you know what I'm saying? You guys are Scottie Pippen of this because you guys without your guys' help, Michael couldn't really get to where he, you know what I'm saying? Like, Scottie Pippen helped Michael with that. Dennis Rodman helped Michael with that. And it's just like Nappy Roots came through, and I felt like you guys made South hip hop, South rap enjoyable to listen to. You know what I'm saying? Because we understood what you were saying lyric wise. We understand country accent to us. It's kind of hard to understand, but no, I understood every word you guys were saying. I understood the topics you guys were talking about, and it's just like, how does that come about? Was it a group thing, or was it just a certain person that was like, "Yo," and if it was, I feel like it's you who was like, "Yo, we got to bring it home. We got to make it." When we rap, because I listen to your lyrics and your music, and I feel like I'm visiting the South when I'm listening to your music. You know what I'm saying? For real.
and to answer that, man, like I'm an alpha warrior. It's probably you can tell in the conversation. I'm just an alpha. Heavily influenced my group, Nappy Roots, when I was there. The only one from Bowling Green, and to be in a group full of cats from the city of Louisville, man, one from Georgia, other from California, and then the company say, "Oh, the group from Bowling Green, man," like, and to be loyal to them, and to really take time and create a group like the Commodore, and knowing that you're Lionel Richie. Like, I didn't do what Jeezy did when he was in Boys in the Hood. He rapped one verse and was gone,
And he blew up and made it. Yeah. Hell yeah.
And one verse, gone, all my life. That was me.
Yeah.
Sold it till gold. Abney came on the video. I sold the first 500,000, just my voice. Then Abney came for the video. So writing all now and Pofos, still staying down for my brothers. I did not know, like, damn, boy, you supposed to have your own solo money.
Yeah, of course. And you wrote it too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I didn't get paid like that because I didn't know. And then until I ran into Rico Wade from Outkast, from Organized Noise, and he produced the last album for Nappy Roots. Organized Noise produced the last album for Nappy Roots. And when I got there, he said, "Oh shit, here come the money now. Here come the sound right here. Oh, we got it talking and chopping it up." I said, "Wait a minute. All this shit is my sound, but I just thought I was doing my part. I've been saving my money in this company. Like, I've been really going through some personal shit. Anybody's a young father and dealing with that with a children's mother. And as long as luxury is not nothing for us. Like, I love what Rick Ross do with Maybach, but I'm from where it's working class, a pickup truck, Hummer,
right.
And that's about as good as it get for me. And that's just that's with me. I shop at Walmart. Like, you see the Sachi shades, a weed hoodie or some shit, or some brand of cannabis.
And honestly, I never even like doubted that for once. I feel like there are celebrities who shop at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like why not, right? Like
Well, you get
why
a steak
can't
and a
y'all? I mean,
T-bone. Well, you get a T-shirt and a T-bone. Add something for the and your tires change. Man, I'm a country boy out there. I can't stand traffic. Don't
yeah.
like to waste time. Anything bigger than Hennessy and pawn shop, I want somebody else to do it. You know, very
All
simple.
right, so let let's get back to you being 13. You're 13 years old, I believe, right? You started rapping. I
Yeah.
think I remember you said that in an interview. It was just for fun, or you were joking. And like, what was your what was your plan for when you're 13 years old and you want to be? What did you want? Did you want, because you don't take me as a materialistic person. So like, what
Oh,
did you want at 13 years old to even join this industry for?
I wasn't looking at it like that. I was just like, damn, Lord, to be in the hands of one of those Soul Train dancers. You know, Mama clean up. You know where I'm from. The girls don't look like that. You know, it's
Mm,
exciting. You know, get out of California. You know, and
yeah,
and to actually do that. And then that was one of the, I got to rock mark one of them off the list. I got to do that. I got to get back to that shade tree, tell all my wine old friends and shit, and
yeah,
to get to Rap City. And I always thought I'd at least be MC Ren or NWA. And I put this in a video yearbook, like in 1991. And
yeah,
my quote, was "Thought you knew," and probably voted most successful in high school. But since 13, it's been beatboxing and lyrics and just hip hop. And not knowing this culture, I didn't know they wore Timbo boots and short, long chains and shit till we got.
yeah. Big old hoodies and shit. Like,
Yeah, that shit was
yeah,
dope. Like, wow. And I'm watching this where they did Jews, huh? And to go to some of these places as a kid and to be in Minnesota where they shot Purple Rain, you stay up late
yeah,
to see them finger out. And so to be able to do all those things I wanted to as a kid and pretty much do them and to go to the Bunny Ranch, HBO where they shoot the Calf House and meet Dennis Hoff and to do all that shit and to finally meet Hugh Health and do the Playboy News. I wanted all that shit. I was gonna do my thing, corner or the record deal. So the money, my value of good and good is probably not everybody else's good.
yeah. And it's amazing how you get to you're living proof that you manifested everything that you got because you already saw it. And that's like a different type of vision that we don't really see. It's almost like when we think of Pepsi, we already see the logo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
When we think of or when we say any where I'm at Starbucks, we already see the logo. That's that third sight that nobody really pays attention to, but it's still there. You know what I'm saying? You can still see that. So when
uh,
you're able to do that with your success and your accomplishments and have that third vision of you making it and achieving it, and then bam, now you're in reality, and bam, you got 100 racks in your hand, or you got a gold chain around your neck. Like you got a whip. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be a wonderful feeling, man. So I know that it's got to be very humbling as well, right?
oh man, in due time, everything has its season. And I'm Bible Belt raised. I ain't really got a head of that to be able to see your parents live as long as they can and kids growing up to leave the house and not come back to let you know your teachings were not funny. Like your method work and your way of being you. And that's 25 years and ain't been another platinum artist until now. And now that the work you set out to do, and they know Bowling Green for hip hop in Kentucky and the world that we're doing interviews, and now they know hip hop's in it. And to know that it's in safe hands, like with the
Yeah,
newcomers in Kentucky, and what we did wasn't in vain, and what we're doing now isn't in vain. And shout out to Nappy Roots for an opportunity to meet in college and take the next step as strong black men. that had to come together to get out of a state unknown for rapping.
Yeah, man, and that's like that had to be a difficult choice, man, because you're in college for a reason. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So how did that like make you feel as like, yo, now I kind of like I'm here for in college for a reason, but it's not the reason that I thought I was here for. It's
Well, it was
because I was
different for
supposed to meet.
me. It was different for me. They was there doing that. Me, hey man, roll me one nutting up, man. This interview lengthy. I need to smoke again. And
Yeah, thank you,
yeah,
thank you.
yeah. For me, it was like to get to be. I was a running back that had hurt my leg, and then the girl said I had a kid, and I came back home to raise it.
One second, one second. Dang, you know it's raining out here. It's raining out here in LA.
Shit happens. It's Friday.
People over here getting accidents and shit.
Sticking
Man,
in the fast traffic.
I hope nobody dying and shit, man. I hope everybody's okay.
Lord,
But yeah, man.
It's Friday, man. But yeah, man, to actually, like I left college because there was a lady back at home to say I had a kid, and then my childhood was kind of really fucked up, and I didn't want a kid to go through what I went through as a baby. So I left the college, or whatever. Come back home, my homeboys had dope, and then I worked at a factory, and a guy let a tow motor loose on me, knocked my sciatic nerve out of my back, shattered my foot. So I became, the window got pretty narrow at this point. Now I really got to spit these bars now. I either wind up in this wheelchair or doing some silly shit for the rest of my life. So
how was that with that transition? Were you able to still perform and do shows at first, or did that mess you up?
Man, I didn't even get my feet set. But your sciatic nerve, when it's knocked out of your spine, it's like a hit. It'll be perfect, so. And then the weather, you barely gain weight when you move. And then you'll fall walking, and you shake when you sleep.
Wow.
And and shit like that.
Yeah.
So ain't no real cure for it. You take medicine to lessen the senses of it. So not a handicap, just I had to make up my mind to do something else. So with that, going forward with that, man, it was just like, wow, okay, I've always been a pretty good rapper. Let me see how good. And then growing up where Scarface was Michael Jordan and 8 Ball MJG was Dominique Wilkins. And these were my poster boys. Every time I would rap, I'd rap as if they were in the room. In Kentucky, you had to have a pretty big imagination. And I pictured myself rapping by these cats. And then there was a guy, Busta Rhymes, from the leaders of the new school.
Yeah.
And, he had as much energy as I had and a lot of voice control. And I would write verses, and every time I would write, I would think of, okay, is it cool enough to be in that audience? Is it slick enough to ride like 8 Ball?
Wow, so East Coast was really an inspiration to you. East Coast rap.
Big Daddy
That's
Kane is
amazing,
the best
man.
entertainer I've ever.
Ain't no half stepping. I love that song.
Hell shit! I had my eyebrows slashed, man.
Yo, so seeing all that and how, because when Nappy Roots hit the scene, y'all brought that, like, we don't need to come all like glitz and glamour and wearing all this stuff. You guys came out with t-shirts, shorts, like stuff like that. What was it like to be able to do that in a world where everybody's wearing chains and considering that's fashionable, and you're coming in something wearing comfortable, which is what people do now.
Didn't know nothing else. What? Didn't have no radio station. Ain't no urban store here. Long as you look good naked in Kentucky, you look like out of that shit, and do your gut stick out farther than your weenie do? Do you got a weenie do, And in Kentucky, a lot of you look good naked. Back when we were young, that was so labels and shit never crossed my mind. I just now started wearing Versace shirts, but I had no identity in Nappy Roots. And I had to go back home. You remember how Rocky lost the belt to
Yeah,
Mr. T in the 80s, and he had to go back to that same life that made him a star. And so instead of being some weed man in an alley, I
yeah,
took it to the corner office like Jay-Z told me. I'm giving you some game for $9.99. So I just
yeah.
listening. And he's always been the North Star, hope. And so meeting him on the Liquid Sprite Liquid Mix tour, we was there with him, Dame Dash, State Property, and that whole move and that whole twist with Cameron Dipset, Noriega, even Steph Lover was on the vibe tour. D-Dub was the man in Detroit. Shout out to King Arthur. They were doing production in LA when I was out there. Raphael Saadiq, going to work with him.
Yeah, I was part of. That's funny. I was part of my questions that I was gonna ask about how you got the chance to work with the great Raphael Saadiq. You know what I'm saying? Like, how did that come about, if I may ask?
Man, a record
Since
deal,
we're already there.
a second album, living in LA, living where you from in them hills, and we stayed out there a whole year making wood and leather, and working with Raphael Saadiq out there, and Mike City, Troy Johnson, David Barrow, Little John, everybody out in LA.
Yeah.
And then Chess Records, Mike Kern. He put his sound and thing together like that. And so wasn't no need for Nappy Roots. And since I wasn't getting my fair share of the cake, I played possum.
Yeah.
And so with that, man, just now to watch where y'all young boys took it. Look, you blowing reefer in Starbucks, boy. I used to have to go behind the building, pay a $250 fine, or get us kicked out.
So that's why, like, I know it's an amazing feeling for you to not only not to worry about any of that, but to be able to have companies. You know what I'm saying? Have a company of this. When people were scared to even have a dime sack in their pocket. Now you got a whole factory.
Man, we had to do Molly and Coke, back when we was in Hollywood, so they wouldn't smell it, and it's just different. And I don't, I'm sure you Tony or whatever you want to do now, still if you out there, but back in to relax and get comfortable, you couldn't blow reefer and have Hennessy, out like y'all boys, So I like our living wasn't in vain.
So do you think that like there's a musician out there that isn't getting their recognition and isn't getting their fair share of as much as they've been putting in? Because I feel like the only way we can get these acknowledgement out there is if we give them the flowers ourselves. Like you, I definitely giving you your flowers, because without you, South rap wouldn't be where it is right now. Like Southern rap, you made it enjoyable to where people like what's his name? Not only Jack Harlow, but the Baby, where they can have these type of exciting type of beats. You know what I'm saying? These exciting type of sounds where had it not been for a Good Day, you know what I'm saying? Like, people wouldn't really care for stuff like that from the South. But since, Nappy Roots made that song and it was popping, you know what I mean? It's just amazing, dude, because I see where it's going. I see everything you're talking about. I hear you guys in Jack Harlow. You know what I'm saying? I hear you guys in Rod Wave, especially the singing part. You know what I mean? The soul that you guys put in, that you guys influence, I know, to Rod Wave, and it's amazing, man. This is actually a clip right now that we're watching is, man, I'm glad you found this, 3, because I saw this, bro. This is where I was telling you where he's in the studio. I think this is the one, but I'm not sure. Where you put in the paper? Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and that's how I get
it. Let's pause that real quick, 3. Let's pause this real quick. Speak on that, man. Speak on that era of hip hop, man, because we didn't have this was before MySpace and Facebook and all that. So speak on that part of hip hop that people of today's generation won't ever get to see, and people who did get to witness it won't ever get to do it again.
That was conversations. That was jotting this down. Shit, what did I say a while ago? Shut up, put it back, hold up. And there was ADATs then. Back then there was no Pro Tools, and you had to get the hook right. Oh shit, they wanted progress, and you had to say it perfect, and your voice tone. And this was before the computer was perfected. And man, it was just an experience of writing it down and emotion. And you might hear a lyric like, I got this gal I've been fucking with. She explained she done dealt with a street boy. Had 2 or 3 children with a street boy. Know the feeling when you're living with a street boy. Yeah. And you hearing that, K-Tap and Jesus Christ for the next 30 days. Plasma twice a week, but them lights will get paid. Met a baby daddy shining on the blade and gonna lose a baby daddy shining on the blade. 2 kids in 4 years before she figured life a bitch. Didn't know a man would cheat until it hurt when she pissed. And it smelled like fish and it swelled and it itched. And it's been 5 years and she done wrote off men. I got it. You hear these kind of bars.
I'm listening to you, man. Like I'm already knowing, because that's that you're telling a visual story that I can see it. Like it's almost like you're painting it for me, or you're recording a video of it actually happening while you're saying it, because you can see it. And I feel like a lot of rappers aren't on that level no more, or not on that level, but aren't trying to focus on that, where you're trying to let us see that people are going through stuff and we need to know it. We need to understand it. And I feel like South Rap was giving us a chance to know what that. South Rap was making us see that we got to see humans first, instead of what's a dope song on the radio, what's how repetitive the hook can be, or the jingle of the hook or the sound. South Rap made us think of the person first, because you can get so caught up in East Coast rap and West Coast rap where they're like, it's all about chains, jewelries. It's all about how many women they can sleep with, how much money they got, who's gonna win at, like in New York as well, who's gonna win at the end of the day, who's gonna die, me or you, that type of shit. You broke also the focus off of that, and you made us want to be like, I can just dance, and enjoy this, but also hear the story instead of hearing it so violent like everybody else's story. Your story is still deep. It's still talking about some bad shit, but you're being less violent and less aggressive with it.
To me, it's not bad. It's a bulletin, a woman's bulletin. Like I know you the whole pen. Most women, you hear a girl song and it's been over, honey, let me love you, and let me spend some money. This happened to be one of those girl records where she happened to be listening to this, walking to the clinic, going in to get her annual. And her last 2 kids, her baby daddy's so dope, and he done broke her nose. And this is a song to, okay, we see you, now get out of it. Like, this is a record for maybe my auntie, or this is a record for maybe my homeboy sister that's still smoking dope and had the snitch last time, and they just moved here from Wisconsin. Like, this ain't laughing, fucking with pure property, letting you know that I live in a reality rap, not necessarily Hennessy. This might be E&J and repass chicken, you dig?
Yeah. Now that you brought that up, because I want people to understand what you mean by that when you say you're reality rap, because I feel like this music video it showed it the most. 3, if you could look that up, I think it's I'm trying to think of the name of the song, but I really enjoyed the video. You were somewhere, you were talking first. Remember the video where you were talking first?
All
a little bit before
man,
you were rap.
Hang out with a lady, man, that you really dig. Maybe get intimate with her tonight. Bake a cake.
Yeah.
Like, being there with the temperature on 75, where you being there with your white beat and your drawers on, and leaning, put it on a bag, help her with the gigs.
So now let's talk about that. Let's talk all on me, because that's such a great song, by the way. And I'm watching all your videos, and you really, really love this music shit. Like, you really are out here grinding, shooting videos back to back, consecutive for years. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah.
What does this music thing mean to you? Because you've been out here grinding, Big V.
It's my life, man. It's like, I'm not one of these rappers that want to do it to get out of a ghetto. I'm not one of these rappers that want to argue and get back at my homeboy. I don't want to be a rapper because my homeboy is. I wanted to be this as a kid, and to actually obtain it, and then to actually know what you're doing, and to listen to rap, and to where they try to make it just a young man's instrument of pleasure. And where we grew up to Tupac, Biggie, Michael Jackson, and Prince, and go to church and love the Lord. We want music with subject matter. I don't want to hear, no bullshit. But you know what we want, a day off. Let me explain that to you. All the kids is out now. Let's have a day party. Hell, 11 o'clock done got too late. And so that's my music, is the age that I am, an OG, born in 76, where Shaquille O'Neal was the most dominant player that we've ever seen, entertained by Michael, Kobe, and LeBron. And to watch Obama in office and be a part of that inauguration, and to be on President Obama's top 10 song playlist.
I saw that.
Yeah, and to come from one small town, 4 exits, government homes and income, pawn shops and liquor stores, and to be the one that do that. Man, life is but a dream. And to know if you're just ready to persevere and trust him and go with what you go with. A lot of people listen to fear that others have for their capability. So just being a pioneer and believing in what I've always believed in is knowledge of self, and I enjoy Cash Money Records. The shit Wayne done with Drake and Nicki with No P in itself, and the Carter 3, and to watch him come from bling bling at 14 years old to where he's at now, and where Baby and Slim took it, and where Ross is taking it from being around Trick Daddy when Ross and Trina were on Slip and Slide.
And you as well. You know what I'm saying? You guys, you came through and like I said, you came through and you made it more exciting. You made it more exciting and more better for the listeners to enjoy rap, because I felt like, with songs, excuse. Give me 1 second. I'm so sorry about that.
Nigga, it's LA, man.
We in LA, man. We vibing out right now. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of those. You made these kids see that it wasn't all about violence. It wasn't about hurting anybody. We needed to find justice for things, and I felt like, what was the motivation to talk about that instead of anything else that most people talk, whether it's drugs, violence, gang banging stuff? Like, what was your reason and motivation to step away from that type of topic?
Being a single child raised in a single parent house, to understand the struggles of somebody who's raising a kid, probably out of their natural mind, to love somebody more than you, and to watch a mother do that, and to watch somebody borrow money and get lie to people to help you, and shit like that. You realize you're somebody's investment. Most reason why folks get up to live. And you mean to tell me I want to rap some bullshit to help somebody tear that up? I don't think I can sign up for that.
Yes, sir.
And, so we in the studio the other day, And I come up with this song, a hook, Please Don't Nipsey Me. And most people get hurt or killed or have an argument with somebody they know. If you watch the first 48, it's somebody who Dante used to eat over here, y'all. You know, it's somebody close. Who switched Martin's room to get him killed? It was somebody close. Who had it? You see what I'm saying? So the name of this record that we writing now is Please Don't Nipsey Me.
Yeah.
And just black on black violence, man, is still there. At this point, now we know what we're arguing over.
And I get the message of don't Nipsey me because you're talking about a certain thing and you're speaking on something that I felt like Nip was trying to speak on something as well, and that they took him down. I feel like it's deeper than what the message that what people already are seeing on the media, but that's how it is, So let's talk about that, Big V, because you got to be a part of the industry in a real way. You know what I'm saying? Like you get to witness certain things. What's your whole take on everything? The New World Order, the Illuminati and shit like that. Like what's your take on all that?
Everything has a price. Know who you are. To go further than that, I think you know to play on that.
Yeah.
Won't speak on what I don't know. I will say what I understand. I think there's levels of the game and different desires. Like I never thought, to be a mortal, you gotta die.
Right.
So if you're willing to pay that price, because everybody's gotta die. But if you're willing to pay that price to be a mortal, like Kaepernick Neal, he never played ball again. Do you understand?
Yes,
to be a martyr, something has to die. For Ali to be Ali, he had to go to jail. He had to dodge the draft. For Vito to not have the same faith as some of the guys that were in the boat that I were in, had to dodge the draft.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for that, man. I felt like that's a question that a lot of people, ask during interviews that they want to know. And I know certain things can't be said, but I do appreciate you taking time to decipher and break certain things down. Let's get back to the music, man. What's your formula when working on a song, man? Because you've got all these hits now that you've been taking out. You're not in a group no more. You left Nappy Roots back 2012, I believe.
Yeah. Damn.
So what's been your formula as a solo artist now? What do you do when you're working on a song?
I'm more after training with Rico Wade and what I already knew. It's just more of a vibe, and I'm gonna have some food. I'm gonna smoke, and I'm gonna take a conversation that me and you had. And when I was like, please don't Nipsey me, and you knew exactly what I was talking about. And then I'll go in the studio and give it a rhythm like, please don't Nipsey me. Tomorrow be better if we both alive. Please don't Nipsey me. Mothers sleep better with their sons alive. Ooh, don't Nipsey me. You sure as a king when I look in your eyes. Please don't Nipsey me. Tomorrow be better if we both alive. And then hit it with started like that, put the beat on it, get it, give it word like precious Lord, take my hand to overcome this. It's gonna take strength. Me, I didn't finish college, got a backstreet degree, so as I wade through these waters, watch over me. My poor daddy can't read. Mama got one lung, and bills tend to win with a so-so income. And rap where I'm from, the stats on that, oh Lord, there's gonna be problems. And that shit bring me down some. And what I've done for you see what I'm saying? And
Yeah, yeah.
it,
It all unravels on its own, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like you
yeah,
didn't even need a beat or nothing. It all just comes out from you, and it's got to be because you've been through a lot, man. Like
yeah.
you've given us years of craft, and you could still give us more years of more craft. And it's like, where do you find the balance of, not being hurt anymore by that, but also being able to write about it and perform it off the time? Because it might seem like, say, if you rap about getting heartbroken, or you make a song and it becomes a hit, like how do you separate from reminding yourself that you're heartbroken? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think it's a feeling. Like as a
okay,
child, you remember how it was when a splinter was in your hand, or you ran outside without your shoes and stomped your toe. You ain't forget that shit. I don't care what you
yeah,
is. So you know how to go back and draw from it. And then all the other feelings, like another good day, another good day. You know, let's
it's a
have another
feeling. Yeah,
good
feelings turn
day.
to lyrics. Yeah,
Hey,
hell yeah.
you know, you smelling like a pound as I stumble on the ground. Ain't no use to lying, nigga. Just bought an ounce. Black Andy Reid run the show from out of bounds, but it's veto on the center. Now go deep on my count. Feel like income tax and a paycheck. Plus, Granny just cooked something like that. A good spade game. One of you bastards is getting set, and my dog playing Madden, and I got next. You know what? I'm gonna talk that shit.
Yeah.
You know.
Speaking of Madden, and it's funny. Speaking of Madden, you guys actually made it onto a video to Madden game.
Yeah.
So how was that? Let's talk about that venture. How did that go? And what was it like receiving that news? Hey, Madden wants you guys on the game, or how did that come about?
It was growth, man. People were running into our music inspired different ways. And then there was a guy named Marcos from POD out of a
Mm.
Southern rock band that Atlantic had signed. That was Southern California boy, and he seen
Yeah, I
Wild
remember
Horses.
POD.
Yeah, he seen
Yeah.
Wild Horses when he heard Nappy Root music. So he wanted
Wow.
to play his guitar playing all now watching Wild Horses. And then why not with the Wild Horses that you watch in the NFL? So it kind of blended, and we knew people that were getting things done. And that was a great reality of us traveling around with Dave Matthews and bands
Mm.
like Alicia Keys and Common Sense and Roots Rap Reggae, the Marley Sons, all five. And to
Yeah.
be out there and experience those things. And then having the strength to be around Puffy and Andre Harrell in the days where the hieroglyphics, and all the shit going on, and you watching how shows and moods were put together. And
Mm.
so, man, like I said, to be my age and to totally be able to watch Michael Jordan and remember Kobe and adore LeBron and watching the Greek Freak has just been a roller coaster, man.
Yeah, let's actually piggyback off that, because I liked where that was going. What's your relationship with all these folks that you got to meet, these celebrities where they were friends to you? What is it like? How has it been through the years? Do you guys still talk to each other? Is there
You
still a
watch people
relationship
through life.
there?
It's industry. You hot, I'm hot, or you ain't, I ain't. And I'm sure you're doing your life and I'm doing mine. And it don't really go no deeper than that. I see you out, we cut up. I see you, you might call your dog, go shoot a record to Petey Paulo. He shoot one to me. The boys who you
Yeah,
came in with, cats you've been on the road with. Y'all might want to do a small town tour or something. I worked on a record called White Girl Magic 2 or 3 days ago and sent it to Petey. So just like, and they had those relationships that can pick up the phone and my own, hey man, put Ball on the phone now, give V, Static from Player, shot, and get on the phone with Black and rest in peace to Static, and to be able to call them boys and, get on the phone. That's a fraternity,
yeah.
Yeah, so when you respect it and it's really a good thing to have. a great network.
So okay, so now being a artist who came and changed the wave and kind of like you Nappy Roots, Big V, most importantly, and Nappy Roots together are a staple in hip hop and southern rap too as well. And you guys made a way for South rap and hip hop. So now that you're in this industry solo doing your thing now, what what are you trying to bring to, like, what do you think do you think that there's more that you need to bring to hip hop, or are you continuing your journey?
You heard South. Now it's time for me to show you working class, where my mother twisted tobacco and my daddy was a garbage man, and I learned the game from ash to appetite. And let me bring you more healing. I think Nappy Roots, you only seen a glimpse. Like my new records, I'm gonna shoot my jumper. I'm gonna shoot my jumper. That means I'm gonna take my chance. And if I miss rebound, block out rebound, hustle rebound, just rebound, legs on it, suck MC. They call me sire. To burn my kingdom, you must use fire. My loud is strong, but my rap game higher, and won't stop rocking until I retire.
Yeah.
They like powder, and they say I give them power, or Bowling Green swagger. Vito's just bad. I'm Morris Day of my time, Prince of my revolution. If I write in cursive, it'll come out acoustic. You dig? Those kind of bars where nigga, you know who's over here. You know what I mean? It's old Eddie Kane, Rick James.
Yes,
yeah. So this is the music cats back with just those bars and one blunt at a time and burn one. I'll be getting high to you, baby. And shit like that. Man, this is
you said your it's funny that you're talking about that, because you said your music makes you encounter a true hippie. Like, you want us to be at our highest and our freest when we listen to your music. Do you remember saying that?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I want you to feel like you watching fireworks at 10 years old and your mother gave you the bag and 3 lighters when you
and she said, just be careful, son. All you gotta hear is just be careful, son. And you knew it was it.
Yeah. You're gonna aim to it, somebody. This what this is, man. Reality rap.
Yeah, man. All right, so my producer's gonna play a video for us real quick. Let's run that. Let's take a little break so the fans can see what you got going on today. This is Big V right here, man. Definitely, sir. Definitely. Let's go, 3.
King of the Beast.
Bro, shut down the mall too. Was it Victoria's Secret talking about we gonna film in here?
She could have her
little
way.
country boys afternoon, man.
Still doing everything did. Oh man, she could have it all. It's all right with me. Tell her.
Do what you wanna do, go anywhere you want. It's alright with me. You can have what you wanna have, get anything you want. Girl, it's all on me. We can do what you wanna do, go anywhere you want. It's alright. You can have what you wanna have, get anything you want. Girl, it's all on you. Let me be honest. I said I've been following you and you Ebonics. You got me feeling some type of way, girl, you be on it. What's that you want? I don't know what it is about you, but I just can't get
They look like in LA, right?
Yes, sir.
LA.
We can go anywhere. Go wherever you like. You can do what you wanna do. Go anywhere. You can have what you wanna have. Get anything you want. We can do what you wanna do. Go anywhere you want. it's alright. You can have what you wanna have, anything you want, girl, it's alright.
Give you a picket fence, house and silver spoon. Put my astronaut suit on and go get you the moon. Run you a bubble bath, snuggle and make you laugh. Love the dimples in your cheeks when you smile and laugh. May I have your order, your diabetes sweet, like a rose with no thorn. Beautiful, unique. How about a shopping spree? Everything for free, everything you see, courtesy of me. By the way, the name is me. You know my resume. Oh no, hell no, look like a good day for me to get to know you and have a chance to show you. And if I get to know you, you'll be loving what I show you. Or we can cruise and take a flight on a private jet. If we choose, we play fight and watch the sunset. Picnic on the line. You having fun yet? Cause it's only just begun. I ain't done yet.
Go anywhere you want.
It's all
You can have what you
wanna have.
you want.
It's all
You wanna do, go anywhere you want. It's alright. You can have what you wanna have, anything you want, girl. It's alright. Girl, it's all on me. Girl, it's all on me.
Yeah.
Girl, it's all on me.
That is a fucking classic joint right there, Big V.
Barbecue.
How did that song come about, man? Tell us a story about that song.
Man, you date a woman, black woman, nigga, spend, do, you don't love her till you done one of them weekends, get her babysitter, take her to the spa, get her lace front right. Give
Treat
her
her like
routine.
a woman should be treated.
Yeah, and that's what, and that's what it is, man. Let her know I appreciate her more than Valentine's Day, We go spend a weekend, blow a stack or two, let her know how I feel, get her feet done, my feet done,
And I love that because that's Southern hospitality at its finest, because we're used to hip hop where men are degrading women and disrespecting them, calling them this and that. Bro, you're literally teaching a man how to be a man. You know what I'm saying? Cherish your woman, take care of your queen, buy what she want to have, get what she want to have, and take care of it. Not that it has to be the only thing that matters, but spoil your queen every now and then. So
you gotta know why she her. She gotta know why she her. Like, all right, you do the clothes. All right, I'll snore sometimes. And let her know I appreciate her. Rub her back, bake a cake, play twisting your drawers or whatever y'all do.
Yeah. Bring some enjoyment to it. I hear it.
Yeah, I ain't just going over and sit beside her, I don't want her to draw 4 tonight or nothing like that. We're just gonna kick it, man.
Yeah. That definitely was a good joint right there. And was that a single? Is that gonna be on an album? Can we hear anything? Like, are you okay to speak on anything? Are we hearing anything new?
This is the 5 Mic album, man. They're gonna be 13 on them. On that level, all different feelings of different vibes. But as a 40-year-old that want you to go home and enjoy your best night, and and stop calling friends that ain't your friends. Enjoy you. Take time out and understand that you're a king. Stop thinking you gonna get a 10 off of tomorrow's sunshine. Live for today.
Right.
And this what this about. A 5 Mic album meaning I'd mow grass to get Outkast or Nappy Roots or a good piece of work. This it. Like, if you like UGK's Riding Dirty, Nappy Root, Watermelon Chicken and Grits, 8 Ball MJGs, In My Lifetime, this is right up your alley.
Okay.
Or like the Games documentary for cats out there on your coast. Yeah.
See, and it's crazy because like I know exactly everything you're talking about, but when you add the game as well, I'm like, wow, like bro really shouted out that he knew what was going on in that era in time.
That boy
Game was
B.
killing it, man.
Boy,
Game was
shout out to 50
man.
Cent G Unit ain't missed, boy.
So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this because I feel like it's still not like a healed wound. How do you feel about the game being left out on the Super Bowl show with Dr. Dre and Eminem and Kendrick?
Ain't my business. I don't make that kind of money to say shit. You did, but
okay.
I can tell
Respect.
you this: that I got game from Gucci flip flops to Old English to Devil's Advocate to Dreams to Start from Scratch. I'm a motherfucking fan of some good rap.
That's just man. That's respect that you really are listing all those songs and those were amazing songs by him and Game was one of my favorite is one of my favorite rappers.
Yeah, I was gonna say, come on, man, put jukebox music, put some respect on that nigga.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. The game, I honestly feel is one of the greatest that we don't really appreciate, and you know, I'm glad you could speak on it, boss, because you are a legend yourself, and
Yes,
it takes a legend to know another legend.
So like I said, when I play music, and I grew up on West Coast music, trying to dress like Tretch and love with Uncle Snoop. 1992, I was a junior in high school, listening to G's Up, Hoes Down. Uncle DJ Quick, Vertical Joyride, Second to None, all that shit. You know, I'm here, King T. And we with this shit. Tone Low is still my favorite voice. So like I say, when we talk West Coast, Earl Stevens, Todd Shaw, Spice One.
You gotta call them by their real names. He calling them by their real names.
Yeah. Please believe.
Please shout out E40, man. Shout out Spice One, man.
Please believe.
I'm so honored, man, to real talk to have been interviewing you because you've been talking. It's rare. Like now, I interview a lot of artists where it's only just like one type of genre that they talk about in one scene. But no, we've been talking about rock music. We've been talking about pop artists. We've been talking about this. Like I feel like this interview was one of my favorite, most comfortable because I don't feel like I have to only speak of rap specifically. I feel like we've been or one certain artist, you know. So man, before we get going and end the interview, because I know you're a busy man and I just want to thank you for making time. What advice do you have for these artists that are trying to make it, and not even just younger artists, but older artists who feel like, you know, they want to take a turn and try this out, you know? What's your advice to getting in this industry?
The thing is, what are you gonna sell? Nobody buys music, and your soul is not a thing that, you know, that ain't not that. So what are you gonna sell, and what are you gonna offer? Like, the company sold your making and your likeness. What did you have left? What do you have to offer us? And when we talk about flowers, I like I love Tweet Southern Hummingbird. If I'm gonna smoke, I want to hear that and ride the car. You ever listen to Tweet Southern Hummingbird? Or anything Timberland puts, you know, and Brian Kidd and Focus. Man, it's like the Clips. I love what they do. I'll let your uncle. I'd have loved to do business with Cameron from Dipset, smartest businessman I've ever seen. And you know what I mean?
Yes, sir. I've seen it.
Yeah. So, and then what it would sound like if Vito and Jada Kiss, the two voices of God. Like, what would we hear? Like, now that I'm back and being able to be in the room with, like, you put V in the room with Juicy J and all that he's done down with 3-6. And then we mix it dope up and we're trying to find it. And, you know, seem like if V's coming out as funk like Dr. Dre was from NWA, seem like all they need now is a Suge Knight. Somebody who want to sell his cannabis and put our lives together. So I would if I'm new artists coming out, I like this is the most dangerous job in North America and the most paid job in North America. So choose wisely. You're gonna reap what you sow. So the people you see on the way up is the people you see on the way down. There's nowhere to run. So be 100 by that. Whatever it is that you're about, be that. And for you older artists, you still got catalog. We want to hear you. And let's put dates together and figure out how to do a project together. All this technology. Shout out to Anthony.
I would love that. They you know what they've already doing. They're doing it for like the younger folks like B2K and Usher and them, where they're all doing like their throwback concerts, you know, stuff like that. Why not, you know, with y'all? Why not add you guys to the list too? Are we gonna hear anything new?
Out as men, but I wouldn't mind hitting the road with Nelly, and I want to thank Nelly for opening up the door for country rap. And I don't think he get his prop. Dude done diamond, man. Let quit playing. Shout out to St. Louis, look alive. Shout out to Tech Nine and all that he does on the underground scene. And shout out to Scarface, the Michael Jordan of Southern rap. Shout out to 8 Ball MJG, my favorite rappers, period. Shout out to Ludacris and Crit for keeping the country shit alive, you know. And, you know, shout out to my whole team. Coach King Jacob. I know I'm gonna miss somebody. My publicist, my dog, top of the South, Pat, Eric, everybody, you know, everybody who's in the corner of V. Shout out to Jesus Christ for not giving up on me, man. I'm a southerner, man, and that's all I got. And it seems like that's enough. And shout out to you, boy.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Your platform, and thank you for sharing your platform with you tonight, man. And any smoker that's smoking smoke. If not,
man, you don't even like when I tell you that I'm gonna tell you this, Big V. When my producer showed me who I was gonna interview next, like I saw Big V and I just knew right away, bro. Before I even saw the rest, I was like, man, it's just because people don't understand. I grew up in high school back in 2005, 2004, you know, stuff like that. So it's just I knew who I was playing in my iPod, you know what I'm saying? When the iPods was out, and it was Nappy Roots, you know what I'm saying? And it was never a day that I wasn't listening to Poe folks. I grew up Poe. I'm a Poe folk. You feel what I'm saying? So that was my type of music that I could listen to and relate because, you know, no offense to Wayne and no offense to Cameron and them, but I ain't living a lifestyle like them. I'm not selling drugs. I don't have money like that. I don't wear Evisu, Bapes, none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I knew what it was like I can sit there and be like, all my life I've been Poe, but it really don't matter no more. And they wonder why we at it this way. Nappy Boy's gonna be okay. I knew that song because I knew that life. Like I knew everything's gonna be all right for me, bro. Like,
and it is. And it is. Look at you. The next step. It ain't over. But I'm telling you, Oprah, she was a reporter before she was talked about.
Yes, sir. That's true. That's very true.
All right. Man, you have a happy holiday season. Give LA a warm hug for me, man. I'm going to come out right after the holiday, I believe, and we're going to be out there for a while.
Please do. Can we keep in contact with each other, Big V? Like, it'd be an honor, man, to hang out with you, have some drinks with you, man.
Man, let's do something big and make some money. Sir. The world's too small and too big for you got something with you, I got something. Let's figure it out. Let's make some money.
Okay. Yes, sir. I'm with it, man.
Man, Big V of Nappy Roots, Gmail.
All right. Big V. We got it. We're going to get that down. We already got it. Once again, man, before we end anything, man, just want to give a shout out to Big V for taking time, for giving us his time. You know, I know he's all the way out there, and I'm out here, but we still got to make it happen. We still got to talk and make link up whenever you touch down out here, and whenever we touch down out there as well. You know, we got to meet up and stuff. Is there any new shows, new concerts, new tour dates you want to throw out there?
The 5 Mic Mixtape, download it. Big V of Nappy Roots. It's 13 songs of You remember that? Yeah, it's 13 songs. Yeah, that ain't no looking around the room. That's him. That's him. And
any shows, any tour dates?
Man, Big V of Nappy Roots. Everything is coming. Top of the South. We're gonna go through smoking meet and greets. We just gonna cigar bar. You can yell and scream anywhere. I'd rather get high with you and catch up.
Chill.
Yeah,
I love it, man. I love your personality, man. You're such a humble soul and such a creative, yet inspirational human being. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't just create stuff; you help other people create. So, thank you again, man, for your time, and I hope you have a blessed holiday. And we will talk very soon.
You too, my brother. Take care.
All right, boss. Take care, man. God bless. Yeah, man. Thank you so much, everybody that's tuning in. My brother N3, thank you for setting up this interview. I'm forever grateful. I'm forever gonna be happy and blessed that I got to be part of something this big. Like I was telling Big V in the interview that I grew up to his music. I grew up to Nappy Roots. I grew up knowing that if I want things to be all right, if I want to live a better life, I have to do it myself. I can't count on the next man. I can't expect somebody to give me shit. I got to go out there and get it. And if it's anybody that knew that, it was the Nappy Roots, because they came from this small town in Kentucky, and they topped the charts, man. They came through and they took this industry and they ripped the page and they left a mark. Like, hip hop was never the same and will never be the same since Nappy Roots came in and did their thing, and like I said, they left a huge mark on it, and something that I follow to this day. When I rap and I sing, when you listen to me singing in my music, it ain't never no pop glamour, this and that. When I sing, I sing about shit from my soul, from pain that I had growing up and how I overcame any obstacle that was thrown my way, just like Big V does. So this was definitely one of my favorite interviews of all time, and there's no disrespect to anybody else that I've ever interviewed, but this is hands down my favorite interview. I don't think I will feel this way again, because like I grew up to this man. I grew up listening to this man. So I want to give Big V his flowers. Thank you, Big Vito. I appreciate it. Thank you, Anthony, on the track again for letting me have this interview. And thank you guys, everybody that's tuning in all the time and always, watching us and being by our side. We're going to continue to bring out more interviews for you guys very soon. I hope everyone has a great holiday, a happy Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. It's all love. Yes, sir.
A lot of things are going on in your life that you don't understand. As a Bible man, a Bible rapper, or a righteous rapper, or a reality rapper, you gotta refer to the Bible, especially with Kobe and that helicopter, Lord bless him. The Bible says, lean not to thy own understanding, but you have to apply it there. You're a real Christian. It's part of the plan. And I don't know why up is down or down is up, but I get more of a standing one blunt at a time. Red eyes tell their own story. Yeah, I've been drinking. Y'all know I've been smoking. Michael Jackson and Prince did. Wondering how long I got. High blood killing me, and you wanna rap about a trap. God, reach out and touch my body. Come on, man, Doc. You took my somebody. The very somebody that made me feel like I was somebody. And even if it passed the rest of them, I got it. Up early, watching a 30 for 30. They gonna need a pastor when they tell my story. Ask me no questions if you dare to hear a fucking lie. Gentle Savior, please don't pass me by. Granddaddy said you love the Lord with all your heart. He'll write your name in lightning next time it storms. Since then, I've been hanging on the porch, burning my marijuana. One blunt at a time. Yeah, one blunt at a time. 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 Yeah. Trouble child, we share more than the same skin. Seen you going down that road we done all been. Me, I was you, led my way right through high school. Doing everything that I was big enough to do. Drinking young, had my first child at 18. Hanging out late night, tripping off dope feed. Come home, argue with mama, change clothes and leave. She upset I'm the same way my dad used to be. Man, a moment's living like fast. Please pray for me and make a way for me and do it gracefully. Amazingly, I'm on top of this insanity. Life in the fast lane has truly made a man of me. Yeah, I'm on top of this insanity. Life in the fast lane has truly made a man of me. Feel like Peyton Manning under center. I get it like I get it and won't be late for dinner. But we one blunt at a time. 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 Good Lord, you know the strength to take one blunt at a time. Shout out to my kids, you know what we go through, baby. All we got is us.